So FMCSA's public announcement to all truck drivers and carriers out there is that this broker financial rule, which we'll get into, is being delayed till 2026. And the reason why is because they're blaming it on their new registration system that's not going to be finished yet. And so it's not finished. They're saying they can't do anything about that. And because of that, they got to delay this broker financial rule. Just to put it in basic terms, truck drivers and carriers have a lot of responsibilities. Freight brokers have less, in my opinion. And because of that, FMCSA was going to shut down fraudulent brokers by making sure that you got to pay these drivers and carriers. And if your money went down $75,000 in your bank account, then guess what? You're getting suspended.
That never gets old. Yeah.
You guys follow the show for regulations with FMCSA and everything with the update. So I really want to be here for you and give you guys the correct information on this. I know a lot of you have been waiting for the broker transparency, and we're still waiting for that as well and that update. But here's the middle finger to truck drivers and carriers right now. And their reasoning is just because they didn't update their systems yet. It states here, broker financial rule delayed once again. It was delayed once till January 16th of 2025. Now it's delayed till January 16th of 2026. So one more year. So what's the broker financial rule? Well, just to put it in simple terms, truck drivers and carriers, owner operators, we hold the bag. You have to have the truck, you have to have the insurance, definitely the insurance, and you have to carry the load. And all things between that can go totally wrong, right? So when it comes to it, the carrier, the owner operator, the truck driver, they're carrying all the responsibility on this, while the freight broker, yes, they have their relationships, and yes, they have their laptops, and yes, they have their cubicles, but at the end of the day, the truck driver is the one that carries most of that weight. Okay, now freight brokers might not agree with that, but that's how I feel. Basically, the broker financial rule was going to just hold freight brokers at a higher standard, right? One thing, immediate suspension of broker freight forwarder operating authority. When a broker or a freight forwarder's available financial security falls below $75,000, FMCSA will suspend its operating authority registration. Number two, surety or trust responsibilities in cases of broker freight forwarder financial failure or insolvency. If a surety trustee becomes aware that a broker or a freight forwarder is experiencing financial failure or insolvency, it must notify FMCSA and initiate cancellation of financial responsibility. Number three, enforcement authority and penalties for financial responsibility providers that do not comply with the regulations. After notice and an opportunity for a hearing, surety companies or financial institutions that violate the regulation will be ineligible to provide financial responsibility for 3 years and may be subject to civil penalty. So, mother truckers, basically, to put it in simple terms, truck drivers, carriers hold all of the responsibility. And in 2023 and 2024, there was a lot of freight broker companies out there that were booking loads on load boards. Drivers were taking them, and when they would finish the load, they weren't getting paid. And at the end of the day, the freight broker files for bankruptcy and says, sorry, and at the end, they got to pay back all these creditors, and the trucker is the last one on the list. By having this broker financial rule, it would pretty much, if you didn't have $75,000 in your bank account, guess what? It goes lower than that. Your business would be suspended right away. And so that would be really good for truck drivers and carriers, For the good freight brokers out there, I'm sure you guys are doing it right. But this was to protect for the ones that were doing it wrong. So, mother truckers, just want to give you today's information and let you know that it's another slap in the face for the carriers out here. And their reasoning why is exactly this. The reason for extending the compliance dates the agency stated in November is that its new registration system for monitoring motor carriers and freight brokers, which will be replaced by the current unified registration system, is not expected to be available before January 16th, 2025. Quote, this extension would create a single compliance date for all provisions in the rule, allow FMCSA to implement the new online registration system filers to use, and ensure that filers are familiar with the online registration system and be able to perform all duties mandated by the rule prior to the compliance date, FMCSA explained. So OIDA states warned that delaying the three provisions would continue to expose drivers to financial risk of fraudulent or failing brokers. I 1000% agree. Mutha truckers, comment down below. Tell me what your thoughts are, but just want to give you this information today so that you guys would have it.